back in the closet, but I don't feel bad about it because Theo Vaughn started this past weekend in a closet, and I'm not comparing myself to Theo Vaughn. I could never do that, but he is a good character, and I support him with that fucking with that Roseanne episode. That was bullcrap. People can't take a joke anymore. I don't get it. People are allowed to say stuff, but she can't make a joke. But um, yeah, I don't feel bad about it. Uh, being podcasting or making a video in the closet because he did it. But I don't think his video should have been taken down. I love Roseanne. My girl loves Roseanne. Um, she might say some crazy things here and there, but she also stands up for, or she seems to stand up for the average person. So, and she tells it how it is, and they don't like that or whatever. Um, and that brings me to the Jason Aldean song everybody's talking about right now, and I don't see why, because are people really that offended over a song? I mean, sometimes I think like, uh, what if they're just saying people are offended, just to get people offended or to get people to argue against it? I'm not sure. Uh, I didn't even want to talk about it, but I made a short about it saying, why do people care? Don't people have more important things to worry about? You know, I know I do, but it could be just. I mean, it's probably just a distraction, anyways. But I think he should be able to keep his song. Uh, CMT wants to take it down, whatever. I think that's a bad choice on their part. I mean, you're pretty much smacking your fans in the face, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm done talking about that. Hope everybody's having a great day. Uh, it's been a minute since I did a video, but it's just hard finding time and excuses and things happen. I'm sure everybody knows how it is. Hope everybody's having a great day. Though I had a good day, but to be real, I saved a baby turtle yesterday and found it in a pool skimmer and brought it home, and because there was nowhere else to put it. It was a water turtle. I don't even know how we got there, but we brought it home. I brought it home, or got it home, and bought a tank for it and everything. And we already have one turtle, so we've had them for a while. But we set up a different tank for the new baby turtle because we don't want them to fight. Anyways, so I saved. So what does that have to do with today? The point of saying this is because I saved the baby turtle yesterday, and when I walked out this morning to go to work, I was walking by a lizard, like a little regular lizard, and you know, uh, people might not care about this, but I do. I was walking past the baby lizard, and he went to go run away, like to get away from me, but he ran under my foot, and I stepped on him accidentally, and like pretty much crushed him. I'm sorry if it's graphic, but I know some people don't care about that stuff, but it messed me up, because I just took a lizard's life, and a life is a life. But and I was thinking later on, like, well, if that lizard was big enough to step on me, would he feel bad if he stepped on me? And I'm like, I don't know. Right now, he'd probably try to eat me, but they do feel pain. They have a central nervous system, so it just had me messed up. And I know people are probably gonna laugh and say that's funny, or think it's funny, but I've always been like that. I can't kill bugs and stuff like that. I feel bad about it. And when I clean pools, I always get out lizards and frogs if they're still alive. try to put them somewhere. But sometimes, you know, like going back to the lizard, like sometimes it's a good example of sometimes when you're trying to negate something from happening, you cause it. I mean, he was only running away to try to, because he was scared. He was trying to save his life, and he caused, you know, kind of caused himself to die. And sometimes that could happen. I once saved a spider out of a pool, and as soon as I put the spider down, a lizard ate the spider. And I know you guys probably don't care too much, but you know, it's like stuff like that makes me wonder. You know, I don't know why. Maybe a little up on the. Anyways. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up that because it messed me up. And I was going to do a short about it, but, you know, I was working and went online and all I seen was stuff about Jason Aldean. I was like, me and my girl were talking about it yesterday, and I was like why do people care? You know, people should worry about other stuff. You know, I mean, there was a bodybuilder. Forgot his name. It was, hold up. Yeah, bodybuilder Justin Vicky. He sadly passed away after trying to do a back squat. I don't know anything about lifting, but he was trying to do a back squat and he accidentally fell forward and pretty much broke his neck and his back. And I just wanted to say R.I.P. and I'm sorry to his family. But I think stuff like that should be more important than like a Jason Aldean song. You know, that's just an example. But and the video stopped for a second because I went to Chrome. I forgot his name, but still, like I when I read it, you know, it just messed me up. You know, I mean, he's probably working out, trying to stay healthy to preserve his life, and then something like that happens. It's just terrible. And so I wanted to bring that to attention. I'm sure some people saw it. But yeah, I'm not too good at these, but I'm trying. Part of the problem is I feel like I gotta keep talking every second because I don't edit it, and I don't want to edit it. Really, I mean, I will maybe in the future, but I want it to be real. But the problem with that is that kind of terrifies me because I want to say everything perfect the first time, and I'm torn between just trying to be myself and say everything perfect the first time, and you can't. It's like you know, you can't get both. You gotta either have originality, realness, with a little bit of mess ups, or you have this perfect, like, conditioned video that, you know, you see on YouTube. You have these, you know, it's like clip after clip. It's like perfectly edited together, almost like a little action movie or a movie, you know. And that's cool. I have nothing against it, but I just want to, you know, or like, because this is more like talking, and I make the video for YouTube, but I really just want to talk, kind of. And YouTube has the thing where you could put it in a podcast category, so pretty much I'm podcasting, but I get nervous and I, you know, don't talk long enough to really call it a podcast. But I don't have to. You know, that's the thing. It's like, why do we have to be in certain categories? You know, Why can't a video just be a video? And if you're going to use it for a podcast, who cares if it's 15 minutes? Why does a podcast have to be like an hour or 3 hours? And then, plus the podcasts are like turning into video, or I'm not videos, interviews, kind of like the news, and like now it's like just like you see one famous person and they go on like 15 episodes. Why? Because they're promoting a movie. And I get it, like use it, it's like the person who's doing the podcast gets the guest and gets the name and gets the the attention, and then the artist gets the publicity. But it's like a give and take relationship. But I feel like people didn't sign up for that. They recognize that, but they signed up for authenticity. They signed up for realness, not to sit here and promote something. Like it was okay back when you had random sponsors that were like underground or part of the community, or I don't know the word I'm looking for some reason. Anyways, yeah, I just don't want that. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to limit myself to one thing. So I just got to get comfortable with talking, saying whatever I want instead of saying what I think people want, or certain topics. But I'm also sitting here by myself, and I got to give it to people that, like Theo Vaughn, that started off in his closet talking to himself and like making it really good and really funny, and also I just wish there was more of that. It's turning into it's like podcasts were underground and stuff like that, or the silent majority or whatever, but now it's turning into the majority. And it's kind of like, it reminds me of what is that movie? Cat Piss Everdeen. It just popped out of my head. It's the bad thing. I'm gonna have to edit this out. Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. Anyways, in the Hunger Games, they're like fighting. Spoiler alert. They're the third one or whatever. Mockingjay Part 2. They're trying to like overthrow the government that's corrupt and causing the Hunger Games and all this stuff. And then they finally like replace it with the leader of the underground, and then they find out like she's the same. She wants to have another Hunger Games and kill the old people. It's like you're replacing. That's what I don't want one thing to happen. I don't want to replace, the new, the old with the new and have the new be just like them. Our podcast and these vlogs or social media stars turning into just stars and advertisers for the same advertisers that used to be on TV. I guess it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. But you don't want the people that got up like. I just find some people get up there, and then they get up on the level and then they talk crap about the people trying to get up on the level. It's like that metaphor how rich people, once they're rich, they pull their ladder up and stop the underground people from getting up, even though they were underground at one point and they got up. It's like kind of hypocritical, but I just don't want that to happen. And I'm sure there'll always be like news sites like Rumble, or thank God for Spotify, or those sites like that, whatever, Kick, as long as that, as long as we are able to do that. But if they stop that, from happening, it'll be a sad day. Um, I seen they were talking about which this I agree with. At first I was like, oh, they're just trying to stop it from happening anymore because too many people did it. But people record their kids, and I don't know. I'm not like some people. I'm sure like the kids want to do it, and some people I'm sure they like make their kids do it, or they just plan stuff. And I've made videos with my kids, but I don't like to do it because I don't want to feel like, like I'm trying to do something to have a video about it, and I just want to have a real fun time with my kids, like a natural time, and I don't want to use them for anything. But that's what they're talking about. They're talking about people who overuse their kids, who's watching out for these kids, who's protecting these kids. They want to have like regulations on family channels so the kids don't have to record over a certain amount of hours. And I agree with that because they have cases where the kids were being abused or neglected because of the videos. But it's a, you gotta watch it, because at first when I first heard, like, I'm like, oh, because before I listened, and I just thought, oh, the people with family channels are just trying to stop people from having family channels or make regulation on it. And it's like, okay, then you have a good thing with a bad thing, because okay, now the kids are safe. You make sure that the kids want to do it. You make sure that like they're doing it for fun, and everybody's involved and enjoys it. But also at the same time, maybe, like you can't do certain, like it restricts it. And maybe that's not the best example, but that's just an example of where it gets harder for regular people to get out there. And I just, that's why people go to different apps or sites, because they feel like even on this, I feel like I can't say certain stuff. I don't know. I don't know when something might be too much or out of line, but and maybe I could say more or speak freely on a different site. But I don't want to have to like choose one side or the other. I just want to live everywhere. Why can't everybody live everywhere and it just be, social media? Like, I don't know. It was an interesting topic to go down. I got this cool shirt. It's like a Grim Reaper with a AK and a skateboard. My girl got it for me at Ross for like $8. Pretty cool. At first I'm like, to be honest, I'm like, like it's cool. I picked it at a 3, but I was like, but then I took it home and started wearing it. I was like, damn, this shirt's pretty cool. And speaking of shirts, I hung up my Tupac shirt. You can see it. It's one of my first Tupac shirts. Got the hole in it. I wore that shirt for a while with the hole. I love Tupac. Gotta represent. Speaking of Tupac, it'd be cool if we still had him around, his music around. I think about that sometimes, like how different the world would be if certain people were around, or Jimi Hendrix, well, Tupac, Janis Joplin. I don't know about Jim Morrison. A lot of people love him, but you know, I wish Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones could have survived. The people from Leonard Skinner that passed away, wish they could have survived. Um, you know, Amy Winehouse. I didn't know much about her, but all you know, Kurt Cobain, Mac Miller, Juice World, XXX. I mean, too bad none of them are still around because the world could really use their music. Um, that's the type of music I like. The type of music that reaches people, and you know, makes people think and makes people feel something instead of just distracting people and I don't know. I feel like Jason Aldean's song reaches people, you know, and in small towns where it doesn't matter what color you are, if somebody's messing up your small town, you're gonna defend it, and I feel like that's all it's about, you know, and it's about people like rioting and stuff like that, and it's like businesses got destroyed for no reason. I mean, and sometimes I feel like when people riot in their own cities and they just destroy their cities, they're destroying their cities. It's like it's kind of like when somebody fights in a house and then they break their own stuff. It's like you're only breaking your own stuff, you know. Like you're gonna have to pay for it. Nobody else. I don't know. I never understood that stuff, but it's like people, people, you know, feel that song, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can think whatever you want, you know, but don't make somebody take their song down. Just like don't make the Roseanne podcast go down, and let people talk, let people sing. I don't hate anybody. Uh, you know, I wish everybody could get along, but you see the, you know, you see these things where you know they or people or whatever you want to call it, like just pick one side or the other. They say a certain thing, and then they say, oh well, you can't say anything. So we can talk about this, but you can't talk about that. Both sides, you know, and people should just be able to think for themselves instead of, you know, like I'm on this side, no, I'm on that side. It's like all I see now. It's, you know, everybody's turning one side or the other, and it's like, you know, it's okay to stay in both. Kind of like, you know, Joe Rogan, even though some would say maybe he's more towards like the Republican side, you know, but he's a liberal, or you know, and who cares about these damn things or these. You know, if you're a liberal or a Republican, when I grew up, you know, there were two sides of the same coin. You know, Democrat, Republican, same coin. I mean, that's what everybody said, and now it's like, you know, and when I was growing up, people didn't care, and I'm not going to say you shouldn't care about, you know, the government and what's going on, because you got to pay attention, and there's certain things I agree with on one side, and there's certain things I agree with on the other side, and we should definitely know what's going on and not care, but it's like we should just do what's right. Just care about what's right, and if, you know, it's wrong on one side or it's wrong on the other side, you know, don't do it. But sometimes I feel like we got one bad choice or another. I mean, and I'm not calling anybody bad, but, you know, we don't get to pick. I feel like we get to pick out of two choices that somebody else picks out. You know, and I know, yeah, there's ways to do it, and people are gonna say what they're gonna say, but that's how I feel, and I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. We got like two bad choices. We got to pick one. Either way, it's gonna be bad on this side or bad on that side. And I'm worried about getting up and going to work tomorrow, how if I am I going to be able to come home and do something because I'm not too tired or worn out or stressed out from you know everything going on and the uncertainty of the future. I mean, I'm not into like politics, and I didn't want to even talk about politics, um, but everything's turning into that. You listen to podcasts now, and it's like one way or the other. I don't know. It's kind of sickening, but I mean, some of it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Rambling now. I just wish people could just talk and get along, I guess, and not have to talk about these things and settle things the right way. I don't know. Sorry, I had to take a break there. I don't like talking about that stuff because I really don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I hear it all day, but it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, and it all sounds the same, I guess. And I know, like I keep saying, I know we gotta care about like our future, and it's not like I'm like don't pay attention, and don't just quit the crap with one side or the other, and leave the people that went to school for whatever to deal with it. Why am I hearing about why am I hearing about stuff from a podcaster that blew up before he used to be a drug dealer or whatever, or comedian? I mean, no offense to anybody, but it's like, I know it has to be talked about, and I'm glad it's coming out. Like but anybody should be able to do it. Like I feel like most people probably feel like me. They feel bad to bring up anything. They feel like they can't bring up anything. And we leave it to these people, these famous people, to debate our arguments, to fight for our future. It's like, oh, I can't do it, so they're gonna do it. It's like, no, I feel like everybody should do it. Everybody should be able to speak their mind instead of having key figures that are making the arguments. And I thank God people are fighting for our freedom of speech and or rights to their bodies. I get it, but maybe we should stop putting them on the pedestal so much. Even myself, I don't want anybody to put me on a pedestal because I said something how it is, because just, I don't know. I hope somebody can relate. People can relate to this, because I'm just talking away in my kid's closet here. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully next time I got some more stuff to talk about other than this everything that's on the internet when you pop open YouTube or Facebook. Some more average stuff. Sometimes I don't know if I want to do this, or it's just the certain circumstances that causes me to feel like I can't do it. I don't have fancy equipment. I don't have other people to talk about or talk to. I don't have a fancy camera. I don't have a perfect spot to do it in. And I'm sure some people are tired of hearing me complain about it, but I feel like it's just lack of motivation when it comes to not a reason to do it, but to be myself. It's a lack of motivation to be myself. Like And you shouldn't have to try to be yourself when you're making these videos, or but that's what the internet has done to people. I believe they've made them feel like, oh, if I make a video of me and my kids, it has to be perfect, or if I make a video of myself, it has to be perfect. And so I do the short every day, and sometimes, I'll do it a couple times. I'm gonna admit it's not always the first time that I upload the first one. I pick, I usually just do it once or twice or maybe 3 times, and I pick the best one I like. And it's all me saying the same stuff, but maybe I had a little like I looked a certain way or something. I don't know. I just and then sometimes I upload the first one, and it shouldn't matter. I fight with myself to say that it shouldn't matter, because I want to do these videos regardless. I want to be able to say how I feel and let it be out there. And but I gotta focus on doing it for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And I don't know, just being real. But I think I'm about to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great night, great day, great whenever you're watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys take care of yourself. And if you have any questions or comments, comment below. And have a great day. Or, peace.